Hello and welcome to League One predictions for Tuesday night's games in Sky Bet League One. So let's just get straight into it. So we start at Bloomfield Road where Blackpool take on an informed Peterborough under Darren Ferguson. Peterborough will be bouncing after their win against Shrewsbury and going to Wrexham and beating them and going to Wembley. Blackpool, however, draw specialists of this division under Stevie Bruce. And losing to Stockport last time out wasn't quite a draw, though, but they are the draw specialists of the division, drawing 14 of their 33 games. Peterborough, a little bit of a resurgence under Darren Ferguson recently, and they'll be looking to win this one, and I think they definitely could. But yeah, Blackpool are a decent side. They'll be a stern opposition in the head-to-heads. Peterborough have had the better of them in 4 out of the last 5 meetings. So yeah, definitely Peterborough on with the upper hand in the head-to-heads. For prediction, I'm going to go a 2-2 to start things off here tonight in League One. I think Blackpool, good at home, resilient at home, and Peterborough, with their little uptick in form, they will be firing and ready to go. So yeah, Blackpool 2, Peterborough 2. Bolton take on at Birmingham at the Tough Sheet Community Stadium, otherwise known as the Macron Stadium. It is the Macron Stadium, I still call it that. We go to there on really good form, do Birmingham, having won 4 of our last 5, just conceded the 1 goal against Bradford in there, kept 4 clean sheets in the last 4 league games, were insanely good. This will be a tough test against Bolton, though, in my opinion. Just drawing to Wrexham, Stephen Schumacher, the new manager, bounce in there as well. I could definitely see us struggling in this one, and Bolton are a stern side. They're very well drilled under Schumacher since Ian Ebbott has departed. But yeah, I think, and with our injuries at the moment, Ryan Alsop going off injured at the weekend, so yeah, we're going to have to play Poppadom, Hans, Bailey, Peacock, Farrell. For prediction, I'm going to go 0-0. I don't think we're going to want this one as much as we will have in the last few games. But Pagan and Watter in midfield, so you never say never. But yeah, I think 0-0 for this one because I think it'll be tight and scrappy. But yeah, 0-0, and we will want to draw. Next, we go to the Abbey Stadium where Cambridge United taking on Stevenage. Neil Harris under Cambridge United doing really well recently, but they come up against a very good defensive Stevenage side under Alex Ravel, and they'll be looking to continue their decent form this season after he's carried on what Steve Evans did last season, narrowly missing out on the playoffs. Stevenage, mid-table side, along with the likes of Lincoln City, Rotherham and Blackpool. So yeah, I could definitely see Cambridge getting something here under Neil Harris. The new manager bounce is definitely working. I think Cambridge could definitely stay up now with the right man at the helm in Neil Harris. Head-to-head record looks like this. Stevenage doing the better recently, but Cambridge winning out back in October by 2-0. I'm going to go for a similar prediction here. I'm going to go Cambridge 2, Stevenage 0, and Cambridge to take it to the house and win by 2-0 over a Stevenage side who are in a bit of poor form apart from beating Shrewsbury in that time. So yeah, Cambridge 2, Stevenage 0. Next is a big game in the playoff race where Charlton host Barnsley at the Valley. Charlton in form, really are in form. So Barnsley, they've won 3 on the bounce, beating Rotherham and Northampton and then Lincoln at home. It's amazing what a penalty at Rotherham can do to a team, isn't it, really? And yeah, Barnsley looking to get in the playoffs. I doubt it's going to happen now. They look absolutely down and out. Anyway, beforehand, Charlton looking the better side in this game. Will look the better side in this game when they go out on Tuesday night. For a prediction on this one, I'm probably edging towards Charlton. I think Barnsley still aren't the finished article in this league yet. For a prediction, I'm going to go 2-1 Charlton, go a narrow home win in this one, and they'll get the job done over Barnsley and win by 2-1. Next, we go to the John Smith Stadium, in which is arguably game of the round as Huddersfield Town take on Wrexham at the John Smith Stadium in West Yorkshire. Yeah, game of the round probably this one round. 35. This one could be a tight one. I think Wrexham definitely fighting Wycombe. It's now 2 points between those two sides for the automatic spaces. Huddersfield, after a little blip in January-February period, have really struggled to cement their chase against the top two. Could Stockport even get in there? Who knows? Big game. I think Huddersfield win this. They could get a little bit of a sniff of the top two, even though they probably thought it was long gone if they, after that poor run earlier in the year. This one I'm gonna go 3-1 Huddersfield. I know this sounds a bit silly, but home form at Huddersfield, Wrexham form, away form is not great. So yeah, I could see Huddersfield winning this by 3-1 against Wrexham. Now we go to two sides absolutely bang out of form, and it is Lincoln City against Crawley Town. Crawley just love, well, I think they're down anyway now, Crawley. I can't see them staying up, I think. Lincoln are really on really poor form, apart from that 3-0 win away at Mansfield Town. Yeah, Lincoln I could see really they'll finish mid-table. They're not going to go up, they're not going to go down. They'll be here to stay the Preston of the Championship, as some may say. Head-to-heads on this one, Lincoln, well, they beat them in the FA Cup in that thriller 4-3 at the end of November, but Crawley beat them 3-0 back at the league in October. Crawley need to win this to try and stay up, I think, personally. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Lincoln are going to win this comfortably by 2-0, and they will cement their mid-table status for this season. So yeah, Lincoln 2, Crawley 0 in this one. Now we go to the One Call Stadium in Mansfield, where Sean Maloney has just been sacked as Wigan head coach, and they are managerless, and they go to Mansfield, who haven't won in absolutely donkeys. Mansfield haven't won in the league since the 4th of January, beating Stockport and then beating Bolton just before that. So yeah, Mansfield haven't won in absolutely ages. You could probably see a draw coming out of this one, and yeah, Mansfield, yeah, I can't see them going anywhere, to be honest. I can't see Wigan going anywhere. I think they're flirting with relegation, but I think they'll be fine, both of them, come the end of this season. It's amazing because Mansfield were looking at the playoffs towards the start of the season. It's amazing how their form has tailed off. Nigel Clough, good manager, gritty manager. This one's going to be 1-1, and I'm going for that as a prediction. I could see it, both sides, Wigan. I think every time I've seen a caretaker manager in charge, it's always been a draw. So yeah, I'm going to continue with that status in this one, and we're going to get a draw away at Nigel Clough's Mansfield. Next is Northampton Town taking on Stockport County at Sixfields. Northampton in a bit of inconsistent form, beating Mansfield, beating Bristol Rovers, but then losing to Barnsley and drawing with Exeter. They're a bit like, they are really inconsistent, Northampton, recently. Stockport, apart from losing to Cambridge 2-0, they are an outside chance for the top two. The job Dave Challoner has done since losing Louis Barry has been absolutely ridiculous, and Stockport will be well on their way. Although I could see a bit of an upset happening here. Stockport always seem to struggle against the smaller sides in this division. Northampton will be fine. As I've said, they'll be absolutely fine this season, Northampton. And yeah, they'll stay up comfortably in this league, in my opinion. And I'm actually going to go for them to beat Stockport here. My wild card of the week is Northampton to beat Stockport by 2-1 here, and to beat Stockport and end probably their top two hopes. But maybe if I say Huddersfield are in it, Stockport are still in it. So yeah, Northampton will beat Stockport 2-1 here, in my opinion. Next, we head to Rotherham, where they take on a bit of an outform Leyton Orient side. Leyton Orient have been one of the best sides in the league since October, but have lost their last two to Charlton. Really unlucky to lose that one, then losing to Birmingham, of course, but everybody loses when they go to St Andrews. Rotherham coming off that win against Bristol Rovers 3-2, which is a very good win for Rotherham United. They'll be very happy with that. I can see them maybe struggling here a little bit against a good Leyton Orient side. I think the Orient will be well drilled, well executed for this one. Prediction on this one, I think I'm just going to back Orient to get back to winning ways. I know their confidence might be dented, but I'm going to go 1-0 Leyton Orient. Barnsley did it a few weeks ago. Steve Evans won't enjoy this, and Richie Wellham's side, in my opinion, will get a nice 1-0 win over Steve Evans' Rotherham and take Rotherham into a bit more danger than they would have liked. So yeah, 1-0 to Leyton. And now an absolutely gigantic game at the bottom as Shrewsbury take on Bristol Rovers. Inigo Calderon's side, only 2 points now above the drop zone. They're in a bit of trouble, and they definitely are in trouble here. This is a big game for Shrewsbury to try and win and take it to the house and get a massive win over their relegation rivals, Bristol Rovers. Gareth Ainsworth will know what to do for this. He's been in these experiences previously before. Shrewsbury in really poor form. They took it to Stevenage. They couldn't get the result. I think this one is going to be a lot tighter. I think Stevenage are going to win. Not Stevenage. Shrewsbury are going to win this by a goal to nil. I'm going to go Shrewsbury 1, Bristol Rovers 0, and probably now put Bristol Rovers into that relegation zone. Although they do have Wickham this week, so I could maybe say it waiting another week. But Bristol Rovers are going to lose this 1-0, and Shrewsbury are going to win 1-0 with Gareth Ainsworth at the helm. Now we go to the two 8 o'clockers, where the first one is Reading taking on Exeter. Reading will be lucky to cement that playoff charge under their caretaker boss. I think Exeter's away form's absolutely dreadful. I think they are going to get sucked into a relegation battle. As much as I want to see Plymouth versus Exeter next season, I just can't see it. Unfortunately, I think Exeter, well-drilled, not well-drilled, Reading are a well-drilled side. At home, they're very good, very hard to beat. Exeter are just going to lose this. I can just see it happening. For prediction, I'm going to go 3-0 to Reading. I think they've got the players. Ibataman is one of them. He is a star player for Reading this season, along with Bindon and Wareham. So yeah, Reading 3-0, puts more pressure on Gary Caldwell, and I think he will get the sack eventually, considering I keep talking about it. So yeah, I think Reading 3-0 in this one over Exeter. And then the final game of the match week, as Wycombe Wanderers take on Burton. This one is on Sky Sports Football, so this one's on main Sky tomorrow evening. This is a tough one to call because Burton are really in form. Wycombe losing to Birmingham last time out and drawing at Wigan. They haven't scored in 2 games. They're not very score-free, but I think Kone is going to be back for this game. So they might have a chance to Wycombe to just hold off Wrexham at the moment. We know Birmingham have won the league already probably. So it's all about Wycombe holding on from Wrexham, Stockport, maybe even Huddersfield towards the end of this season. I think they will get there, Wycombe. And I think they're going to win this by 3-1. I think Kone will get a couple and Wycombe will comfortably win this. I know they haven't been scoring freely of late, but I think they'll get the job done here. So yeah, Wycombe 3, Burton 1 in this one, and Wycombe will cement that top 2 push. Thank you very much again for watching this League One predictions video. If you did like the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with mates or friends, or share with anybody you know who you know obviously. So yeah, thank you again for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.